Shout out to US ARC and all US ARC members. If you don't know what US ARC is, don't be ashamed. Just go ahead and click the third link in the description below. See what US ARC is all about, okay? You never know when legislations are going to hit your backyard, so that's why it's very important to consider becoming a US ARC member today. These numbers really do matter, and they look at it for consideration when it comes to battling legislation. So first and foremost, thank you, Phil Goss. Thank you to anybody out there who partners up and volunteers with US ARC organization. Thank you for anyone out there who's a US ARC member. And if you can't become a US ARC member today, please talk about it on your platforms. Let your neighbors know, let all your pet stores know what US ARC is here for, and it's here to fight for our animal rights. Thank you to every US ARC member and US ARC supporter out there.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Monday night, new breeder on the block. Episode 627, Trap Talk, Reptile Network, the coolest reptile network in the world. Very excited for tonight's episode. ReptiFari in the building. But yeah, guys, get the likes up. All right, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and get ready to get cracking, man. My boy, Big E, Top G, Villarino Reptiles in the building. What's up, player?
What's up, big dog?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, bro. How's everything?
And you know, for some people, Mondays are miserable. You know that, right? So like some people can't stand for Mondays to come around. Not us. I love Mondays.
I love getting to work, man. I mean, I work almost every day, but I mean,
that's true.
What day's hard for me? Thursday.
You know, I do remember a time in my life where I was like, man, in a perfect world, I'll be making all this money and never working on the weekends. Like, but now I'm like, dude, my perfect world is just like, I don't know, man. Like I don't see much of us having days off because it's an everyday thing, but I love it. I fucking, you know, I don't know, man. I guess when you do something for a living that's your passion, you don't look at it as work, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
it's another day.
Hold up, man. Like, is watering some rodent racks and topping off some food work? Like, maybe today was, you know, and cleaning some indigo shit. I mean, some Crebo shit. I mean, I might have had the day off today.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, today was easy.
Yeah. But it's always, I mean, it was what I'm saying is what we do is a day-to-day, always.
Yeah, it's every day.
It's like, okay, unless you are literally out of the fucking vicinity of your home and you're on vacation and you have someone, but even then, what are you doing? You're checking up on your stuff. You're making sure that person's showing up. Like it's really hard to even go on vacation and not think about your collection. It's impossible. I can't.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, man, listen, I'm excited for tonight. Let's catch up. What's going on with you? You vented this weekend or no?
Yeah, we had a one day. It was fucking dope. First time I do that show. It was great.
Tell me more. How'd it go? Like, was it good traffic, good sales, the above? What's going on?
It a smaller show, right? But lots of people, met a lot of new people. First time there, made good money for one day. Drove back the same day, kind of crazy, but you know, I did all the driving. Left super early. Next time I'll share the driving a little bit.
Yeah. You know, I was just talking to my buddy, Will, who, you know, he does events a lot. And I guess he just did the American Expo that was not too long ago. And, you know, I'm asking him, like, how are the shows going? And he's like, dude, as of right now, like, you don't put no expectations on it. Like, you just go, you wish for the best, and that's it. You know, that's all you can really do because a lot of shows are so unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, but also comes with time and of experience before you get to that point where you know how to work an unknown show. Like, you know, how Bob Vu's good at getting pre-sales and all that shit. And so, but listen, I feel like if anyone out there is struggling, hang in there for sure. Just keep showing up for sure. I can tell you that right now.
You know, be detailed, write down information, your experiences, so you could adjust for the next time.
And always look at what you could do better. Like I know one thing that I could do better, which I pick up watching people like Emilio and Dave Levison sell at my booth. Like, dude, like invest more time speaking to the individuals. You know what I'm saying? And like kind of build a rapport. Like it doesn't have to be so quick, you know. And I one thing I noticed about your vending skills, Emilio, like you build relationships with just any stranger, I feel like. And I think without doing that, how are you really gonna put value to what you're doing at a show, right? So
yeah, I mean, you always say this: if you don't get it now, you'll get it later, and
yeah,
that is 100%. Especially if you make an impact with the person, with the consumer that you're talking to, the person that's trying to learn the industry or get an animal or whatnot, or at least interested enough to go to a show and really want to see our world,
Yeah. Before we get to tonight's sponsors, what's going on with your breeding season? Where are you at? Are you in the thick of things as far as pairings and?
I got my first clutch today. I'm really happy.
Oh.
Earliest ever.
Nice. What did you? And the reason for that? First time female, I'm assuming.
No, not at all.
She just went different. She went earlier than before.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I mean,
she's a beast, though. She's a freaking one of my best eaters. What I'd say is, at times I do play with the temperature in the room now a little bit, because everything's in there at the same time. So I think that could be helping a bit. But
you haven't moved your snakes in like years, right? Like your snakes have been in that room for a long time.
Yeah.
So, and how many clutches are you shooting for again?
75 to 85.
Damn. God bless. Everyone say God bless the Villarreal Reptiles. Listen, guys, I just got to let you know, if you don't know this already, Trap Talk is 7 days a week. That's right. Trap Talk Reptile Network, Monday through Sunday, you can catch a brand new episode, okay? So shout out to all the other hosts. If you listen to any of these episodes on all the major audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the major ones, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Leave comments, leave feedback in the comment section. Really means a lot, okay? And I got to say shout out to tonight's sponsor, Prog Morphs over in Europe. I'm looking forward to actually getting our episode in this Thursday. I was really sick last week, hung in there for Monday and Tuesday, but once Wednesday came along, I was wiped out. So anyways, I rescheduled Prog Morphs' podcast that we had scheduled last week for this coming Thursday, and look who's joining. That's right. Big Dog AEP, Miguel Garcia, co-hosting with me this Thursday night. We're going to be tapping in heavily into the puzzle project. Okay, why puzzle is so up and up right now, and just what we can expect to see. Okay, so big things popping. Set your reminder. Thank you so much, Prog Morphs. Check them out on Instagram. Check them out on YouTube, and just be ready for that episode happening this Thursday night right here on the Trap Talk Reptile Network. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. All right, stay cutting edge. Stay ahead of the laziness, all right? You don't have to be like everyone else. You come in here looking different, looking professional. Clutch helps you with all that. So thank you so much, the entire Clutch team. Sebastian, Justin, all the above. Listen, guys, if you did not check out that vlog I did for Morph Market, head over to Morph Market's YouTube channel and look at the vlog I did with Sebastian from Showcase Serpents, displaying his new reptile room that he converted from a basement to a reptile room, and also displayed all his new up-and-coming Monarch combos. So Monarch's on the up and up. But with that being said, I will say Ultramil's still right here. Monarch's right there. Ultramil's, I don't know, still fire stuff coming from Ultramil. But thank you so much again, Clutch. Guys, check them out. Link in the description below. If you have an arboreal snake, please make sure you are getting your purchase from the Reptile Perch. David Brahms, reptileperch.com. Look at all the cool different options of perches that you could use for your arboreal snakes. Anywhere from tub size all the way to the full-on enclosures. And that's reptileperch.com. Again, you can find the link in the description below, or just simply go to his Instagram account. Dave also works heavily with chondros. I believe he's about to hit 5 clutches this season. So big things popping for sure, not only with the perches that this guy makes, but his own chondro projects, okay? Thank you so much, David Brahms from the Reptile Perch. Again, reptileperch.com. Check him out on IG as well. Find all the links in the description below. Also, nice episodes brought to you by Mark Hager, Texas Chondros, one of the best out of Texas for sure. And definitely one of the best in the chondro game, period. TexasChondros.com is where you can find a lot of Mark's projects for the 2025 season. He's already had a couple clutches under his belt. So check him out on Instagram, where he also puts on the entire state of Texas. Mark has a great heart. And he's all about the hobby. So again, check them out, texaschondros.com. Link in the description below. Thank you so much, Mark Hager, for your support. Ready for tonight's episode. I don't know about you, man, but the homie Geoff, he's been around for a minute as far as like supporting the trap and just being around in the hobby. Real fucking cool guy. But what do you have to say about the homie Geoff?
He's great. I think I met him at Trap Fest.
Yes.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, he came with Austin. He came with a crew of people.
Yeah, super nice guy. Has some great projects. It was time to bring him on, bro.
He went on. He's the one that took Dave Levison herping, and they found that rattlesnake. Not too far from my house.
Yeah,
he was there. He was with us. Did you go herping with us?
No. I went to the beach to check it out. You know?
When I went herping, it was a complete fucking fail. I sucked. I admit, I'm not a herper, dude. I'm not. Okay.
Hey, I need to get that into my portfolio, man. You're not the only one. I really haven't done much of that.
And honestly, like, at least I admit it. Like, some people out there get fucking herping tattoos on them and they act like they're all about that. I'm letting you know right now, I don't fucking fake the funk. All right. I do know there is an Indo or Australia trip somewhere in my future, but God bless all the herpers out there. I do admire your work. Ryan Young, all the guys out there. But anyways, this dude was at Trap Fest this year. It's time to catch up with him. The homie Jeffrey. Ready to bring him on or what?
Let's go, bro.
All right. Hey, shout out to everyone in the chats, dude. Let's go. Let's get it pumped up right now. All my V-Unit family members, all my trappers. All right, everyone watching from home, do what you got to do to get your mind right, because that's important. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated, also important. Episode 627, new breed on the block, ReptiFari, coming at you right now. Let's go. Choo!
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes,
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, I love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up, rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up, rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up, rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
And we're live, episode 627. The homie Geoff in the building. What's up, Geoff?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Welcome to the trap, buddy.
Appreciate it. Been watching for a long time, dude.
Yo.
What's
Yo,
good?
man, how you been, man?
What's up?
Dude,
Not
you're,
much, dude.
you're in Illinois, right?
No, I'm in Pennsylvania, actually.
Shit, you came even further.
Yes, sir.
PA. What part of PA?
So we're like 40 miles northwest of Philadelphia, so pretty far east.
Got you. Okay, how far are you from Lancaster and like Ephrata? Do you know where that's at?
Yeah. Probably an hour and a half east.
Damn. Okay, that's where my mom. That's like where she was raised, and all my Italian side is all from that area right there.
Oh, nice. It's like Amish country now out there.
No, it's been Amish country my whole life. Like,
Oh, has it?
tripping out. Yeah, I've seen like the whole buggy and like going to like cafes, and then they're there like eating, and it's like they're fully decked out and like, dude, yeah, Amish. I've been accustomed to the Amish community for a minute. Like I've been tapped into those fools for a minute now.
Yeah, best food around, so can't blame you.
Yeah, man. But dude, welcome here, man. Remind me when you really started kind of tapping into the hobby. It's been at least 3 years, right?
Yeah, well, ball python wise was 2019. I got my first one,
All right.
and then I actually got lucky and bought a pair that was ready to breed. So I actually got to breed my first year,
Okay.
and just from then on, I probably you know, the first year probably had 40. So it just escalated very quickly. But so breeding wise, I think I've bred 4 years, 5 years.
So you jumped quickly up the ranks just by, you know, everyone else that gets kind of addicted to this. You know what I mean? It's
Oh yeah.
common.
Yep.
What was but this is okay. So you're saying your first year you got 40 snakes.
I think by the end of the year, yeah, that's probably a realistic number.
And what was the influence? Like, I always like to know, like, was it the YouTube videos that people are putting out? Was it just like the people you're following on Instagram? Like, how are you really kind of like getting motivated to tap into this?
So to be honest, it was going to a lot of local shows, and I didn't really have like the recessive mindset. My first 40, probably 20 are, I wouldn't say worthless snakes, but not something you'd use to breed anymore. So, you know, buying with my eyes too much, I wasn't tapped in enough at first. I was just buying like, oh, this looks cool. I want to make more cool babies with it. And, you know, that's just how it started. But then obviously started to meet the right people and move in a direction that makes sense.
It's crazy.
Don't feel bad. A lot of people weren't into the recessives back then.
That was me. Yeah.
I gotta say, like, I'm glad when it got in it that way, because like it proves I just really like the ones that I got too. Like, I mean, yeah, they're not gonna make me money, but I still like them. They're still snakes, and I bought them because I thought they look cool. So
yeah, I think I had a pied, an albino. What other recessive? Oh, and then I had the orange ghost. I had all these snakes, not even knowing what a recessive or an incomplete dominant was, and I had these. Yeah, and I remember, like, in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna put these things together and just see what happens. I'm acting like I'm the first person to ever fucking do this. Like, I'm only because I'm not tapped in. I'm just buying the snakes, and I'm like, you know, because I'm all like wondering what the breeding would be like. And you know, I have the albino and I have the pied, and I'm like, if I put these together, I guarantee the albino might look pied like this. You know, you never know. And so, and then again, I always give props where it's due. Chris Sursery, Ball Pythons 101. He was the one to like, nah, man, it's not how it works. Like you trip. Like you're gonna make all these. He showed me, like, you're gonna make fucking normal looking snakes.
Yeah, double heads, right?
And he told me it would take like 5 years to actually make. And I'm like, what? 5 years? And that's when I started connecting the dots. And that's when I was walking into my collection and looking at all these spiders that were fucking goddamn looking like they wanted to go to the moon. And I'm just like, what's happening with like what do I have? Is some of this stuff even worth breeding? But dude, it took me like 2 years to connect the dots. And mind you, because I didn't really want to tap in, bro. Like, I was just trying to do my thing. Like, I didn't care much because I was kind of keeping to myself, you know. But
yeah, definitely. I knew how recessive worked, but I was never back then like thinking I need to make valuable snakes. I was just like, well, this will look cool. I mean, to be honest with you, a pewter blew my mind, and I was like, whoa, you can take a black pastel and a pastel and make like not an axanthic snake, but something so drastically different than both of them. And that's probably the first snake I saw at a show that I was like, dang, this could get fun. And it had nothing to do with recessives. It was just like cool combos, you know?
Dude, I almost ended a relationship with a homie of mine. And mind you, this is just old school MJ, right? But like, we met on Instagram, and I was so happy to get my first clutch, right? Like, I was fucking so happy. And I remember not knowing, like, nobody could really tell me. It was just like everyone else. You cut the egg. What do I have? And people were like, I don't fucking know what to tell you. And I'm like, I think I got something crazy. And I'm starting to like calculate. And then somebody told me, he's like, dude, that might be a super cinnamon. I think you did cinnamon to cinnamon, not knowing. And I was like, oh, fucking perfect. And then I told one of my friends this, and he's like, oh man, that's not good. I'm like, why? And in my head, I was like, hater. I'm like, why isn't it good? He's like, super cinnamons have like issues. I'm like, what issues? He's like, yeah, they have back problems. I'm like, and I was like, you're a fucking hater. I was like, you're lying. Like, there is no.
Yeah, dude. Actually, same thing. When I was looking, I went with that pewter, right? The pewter blew my mind.
Yeah.
I had a male, just black pewter, and then a female leopard back black pewter. And this was like, I think I had one snake at the time. So again, I was just buying pets. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll breed them. And I'm like, so how would this do as a pair? And unfortunately, he was like, oh, this would be a great pair. He didn't tell me nothing about the kinking or anything that you could get with the 8 balls and super cinnamons. But luckily, I didn't get either of them. But, you know, some guys look out for you. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case at that time.
Yeah, there you wished he said something, huh?
Yeah. He just wanted to sell 2 snakes at once because he was like, oh, this guy might buy both. So I was like, eh.
And dude, this is around the time where I had this other guy, right? And this is even before Chris and Miguel, and yeah, I think those were the first two to actually help me out. But this is when I had a guy tell me that snakes eat after ovulation. Like they still eat. They eat all the way up to the point of laying. I'm like, really? And so I remember for like almost 6 months straight posting that, like when the snake would shed, I'm like, all right, this is their pre-lay shed. I kept saying, this is the pre-lay shed. This is the pre-lay shed. And someone's like telling me, like, what makes you think it's a pre-lay shed? And they simply asked me, is it eating? I'm like, yeah. They're like, dude, it's not crabbing. I was like, wait, what? And I was so pissed. And then I was like, that motherfucker. But like, that's what you get if you're not really building, you know, friendships in here and seeing who's would give you good advice. I will say it's a lot different now. Like, you got to be an asshole to give misleading advice like that now, especially how people talk and people fucking will throw you under the bus if you do that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like 2017, but still, people are still sneaky in this game today. Like, you got to be careful with where you're, you know, right, Emilio? Like, aren't there certain individuals that like almost want you to get projects from them and only them, and then like they're able to like almost manipulate new people coming in? Do you feel that?
Definitely. Man, nowadays I feel like you shouldn't be listening to one person.
For sure.
Just in case, because man, I see some people, you know, I hate to bring it up again, but I posted about this week. Yeah. People buying spider combos with investment genes or you know, locked supers that don't make sense for the future. I mean, who sold you that? Who told you should buy that? That's my question.
Yeah, you're right. But I have noticed, I think, like, most people who have a social media presence seem like that keeps them in check. Like, the few people I've had that were off was, to be honest with you, like random people at shows. But most people I've met through social media and stuff, like where there would be a place they could get checked, they've all been very straight up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm curious, like, how quickly did you start building relationships with people? Like, I know you kind of took that little learning curve the first year, but
yeah,
it was like, where did you start building? Like, was it at shows? Was the social media where you started kind of gaining relationships with people?
It was both. So like shows, I went to a lot of shows and actually got lucky. The first time I went to Tinley, I met my buddy Marcus, Morphologics.
Yeah, shout out to Mark. Cool guy.
Yeah, and he lives out there. And the next Tinley, he decided to vend. So since then, I've been like helping him. And that alone, being behind that table at Tinley, you can't really beat that. I just try to talk to everyone I can and just, I don't really tell them what I'm up to, but I'm still meeting people. You know what I mean? And that's the main goal.
And learning a ton. That time behind the table is, bro, it's priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially and it being Tinley is amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like at a show, not only do you learn more about like projects and what else is out there, but like you learn how to move in this hobby by going to shows, because you see some of the best people, right? Like, you're talking about the people who made careers out of this for 30 years, and you kind of like shadow them and you see like, how the fuck do these guys do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Consistency is the only thing I could think of. You know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers always kept their head in the game, no matter what was happening in the real world. Nothing ever fucked with their projects. And I feel like no matter if you're always loyal to what you have going on, it's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I've seen that for sure. Everyone does everything a little different, but you're right. The most important thing is them just sticking with the project they started and seeing it through. And from what I've seen, everyone I know who's done that, it seems like it's paid off.
Or sticking with the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, like, and being able to pivot towards something else, but still do this. I mean, I don't know, man. That's what helped me throughout the years. I never gave up, ever. Never even thought about it, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think you would if you were into it because you love the animals. I don't think giving up would even be a thing that you entertain. Maybe you'd have to cut back, but if you love the animals, you're going to keep some around and do your thing.
Yeah. And, you know, greed has a big play in this. Like, if people are greedy, like, and they just want what they had 5 years ago and they're pissed off that they're not selling at that price. So Like, you know, you got to get that shit out of your fucking head, man. Like first and foremost, if you ever sold a $5,000 animal, that's fucking crazy. Okay, you sold a $5,000 animal. You should be so fucking happy to where if the rest of the animals are $1,000, who gives a fuck? You sold a $5,000 animal. I don't know how that's not a big deal to some people, but mind you, they've been doing it for so long. Like, dude, like, you know, one thing I was very motivating to see. You know how much fucking money that was spent at Tinley this last Tinley?
Oh,
bro,
yeah. Yep.
I saw thousands, bro. I
Two
saw people.
triple recessives. The DG Xanthic clowns, the guys from Europe picked up 2 of them. That alone was mind-blowing.
So, you know, that's exciting to see, you know, because you got a lot of people painting narratives that, like, you know, it's a miserable time right now in the ball python game. It's really fucking not, man. It's literally miserable for people who aren't even in the ball python game, but they like to comment on it, or people who just aren't, they kind of gave up. Like, a lot of people have day-to-days that take so much out of them where it's hard to maintain the projects in the ball python game if that's not all you're focusing on. And that's why it's like, you can't really be mad at the market when you weren't doing things in your own collection to catch up and stay up, you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy, right, Emilio? Like, how many times do you have to look at things and realize, all right, this is where I got to move this year with pairings, and like, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm not going to do. It's constant thinking, right?
You have to constantly adjust. I mean, you have to constantly be paying attention to what's happening. Joe Smo getting out, Joe Schmo getting in, you know, too much of this, what's on the auctions, what's heavy on the auctions, what can you sell? What can you reliably sell? What do you want to reliably keep?
Yeah.
What do you want to produce in a couple years, 5 years? You know, before I used to make 5-year plans, 6-year plans. Guess what? You can't do that anymore. Now it's 3 years.
Yep.
It's faster now.
Way faster.
It's fucking faster now.
Only because technology, what we have available, like
no, and how big the market is and how fast it. I mean, I said fast already, but there's so many people in the game that you have to go faster. You have to.
Like, one thing I'll talk about, and I'm not ashamed. Like, I'm not fully, like, ball pythons are the bread and butter for mine, but god damn it, like, you know how many shed tests I haven't done? You know, and people who are on their shit in the ball python game, they don't fuck around with the shed testing. They're like, they turn those motherfuckers in and they find out what's in that snake immediately. And like, that's, dude, I salute those people, because that's what makes things as quick as things are going if you're utilizing everything that's out there. Even Clutch, an organization app like Clutch, you know what that's going to do in the future, in 5 years from now? Somebody scans a fucking thing that you have on your table and it shows the whole lineage, shows all the parents. It just shows everything that you might have questions about. And you're like, huh, it's enough for me to give this guy my money. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things out there in the world, in the reptile world, that's making this like, you better fucking get on your shit. You know what I'm saying? It's go, go, go right now, for sure.
Yeah, it's very fast paced.
It's getting bigger than ever, bro. Like, it's still growing. That's the thing. Regardless of people not making sales, people are still coming into this hobby. Okay.
But let me say this. What you just said, there's a lot of people I've talked to that their sales are up.
Yeah, of course.
And then there's people that are struggling.
Yeah.
I mean, but
that's life.
I like to say, me and Alvaro, on the way back from the show, we were having a conversation. And I brought my retail background into the conversation, you know. If my shelves are full, everything's nice and clean, quality is amazing, I'm doing everything I can to sell, I cannot be upset at myself.
Yeah.
And if you could take that into the business side of the reptiles, you gotta check every box. You have to do everything. You have to be on top of your shit. Everyone's going at it, man, right now. You know? So you better be checking off every box. If not, you got to be upset at yourself.
I'm curious, Geoff, like, when did that shit? I mean, you didn't bring animals to Tinley, but you're with Patrick helping him out, right? Like, I could have sworn there were.
I was helping Pat set up. Yeah, I was helping Pat set up, and then I spent a little time behind his table, but mostly still behind Marcus's table.
Okay, cool. So you've been behind the scenes helping out for a couple years now. You've seen how it works at these shows for a minute now, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Now, where are you at with, like, having the production to take this to vend your own booth? Are you looking to do that at some point, or are you going to always kind of stay on the smaller side? Like, I'm curious where you want to take your production numbers wise.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. During COVID, I was like, oh, I could probably do work my way up to 20 clutches a year. I did about 15 2 years ago. Last year, I backed down to 8, and just going forward, I have a job where I'm pretty busy, and I don't think I'll really want to go over 10 for a while. Just try to do really good clutches.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
Because you think obviously just, and I think that was the time too, man. 2019, I still wanted to hit like 50 clutches. And then I remember telling myself, like, you hit 50, you're gonna get 100 someday, and I remember just not even, and that just shows you how fucked up, like like, I don't want to say I was getting schemed in the pyramid scheme, but I was like, fuck the projects, I just want the numbers. Like, to have that many snakes, and that I just thought it was the coolest thing, not even thinking about like what I was gonna produce. I just wanted to produce it. It's kind of like going back and you're first keeping reptiles in a tank, and then you move it to a fucking rack system, and then now you realize, oh my god, I got 10 slots open. I gotta fill them. Yeah, I want to fill them up, and I think that's what I did. I was like, what we talked about earlier. That's what I did in the beginning. I wanted all my racks to be filled. You know what I mean? Only because I thought it was so cool to have snakes like at that level. But then there's a maturity like moment where you're just like, okay, this isn't practical.
Yeah. The realization sets in eventually, but there's a period of time where like, oh yeah, I'm filling this up, and then once it's full, you're like, all right, well maybe I don't need to fill the next one as quick. But the first one, I feel like a lot of people, same thing. If it has an empty slot, it needs a snake in it.
Hey, there's definitely limits.
Yep.
Okay. Even with the rodents, there is limits to what everyone could do. Like for me, I think I'm at my limit. Once in a while, I'll have someone come help me part-time here and there. But I am at my limit.
Yeah.
As a one-man show, 100%.
Yep. And I'm like literally about to be there myself, just with the rodents. Like I'm already spread out thin, but I have no choice. I have to breed my own rodents now. And once that shit is fucking cracking and getting to that point where production where I wanted to get at, I have no choice. And guess what? My wife don't touch none of that shit. Like, so I'm fucked when it comes to getting help from her. I got to find somebody, dude. And dude, there's no reliable help out there, man. Like it's so hard. Like I'm literally gonna have to put a fucking job thing out there to like get like, cause mind you, I only reach out to people I know. And you always say don't hire friends or don't hire like cause it's not gonna ever work out. You gotta really hire someone outside of the realm of all this. Like in a perfect world, I would like to get somebody who doesn't work with any reptiles, has no fucking clue, and just was like, down to make $20 an hour or something. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know what the fucking how to even process this, but I need to hurry up. Like Emilio says, I'm already at my max, but like it's about to get heavier for sure, especially with all my fucking production I'm about to have this year with the snakes. It's about to get heavy, my guy. But
are you trying to get help with the reptiles or just the rodents when you start that?
I mean, as of right now, I mean, I would love reptile help, and I need rodent help. I would need the help. I need help with rodents once a week. And this room is like another. Like I have my homie Alan. Shout out to Alan, really cool guy who like comes and takes care of my tree monitors while I'm gone. Then I have my buddy Mauricio who does all my chondros and stuff that I'm gone. But nobody fucks with the ball pythons while I'm gone. They're just left alone because they're okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like also like I want people. I don't know. I do want someone to check up on all my stuff. The reason why I don't have anyone checking my ball python stuff because I don't want to put more on their list. I'd rather have shit covered that I need covered. We all know ball pythons are gonna be fine for 4 days. Like they're good. Yeah. But also, what if I have shit paired up? And I want to make sure I'm not missing locks, ovulations. I missed 2 chondro ovulations this year, which I'm okay with. But like, if I had people in here or whatever. But then again, like I don't like people in here. It's a weird thing with me, man. Like I need help, but I don't want people in here. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense. It does.
I've gotten help just with the rodents so far.
Yeah, and I think that's at the end of the day, dude. Like I don't ever want to get to the point like I love Justin, right? But there's there's a lot that Justin doesn't have to do no more. Like Justin doesn't pick up snake shit. Like, oh my God. Let's think about the last time Justin picked up snake shit, unless the snake fucking brought it out of the tub by accident, dropped on it. It dropped on
vacation. I think he
what if
mentioned
it,
that
and
last
it
year.
dropped on his Lacoste polo or something. I don't fucking know. But all I know is like I like being that involved. Like I almost still want to clean my own snake shit for whatever, just because I'm not there, but I do know if you want to grow, you should pay someone to clean up that shit if you got enough going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder if there's like that's my buddy Marcus. He was debating whether to expand, stay the same reasons, right? Like if he wants to expand, he needs help. And same thing, he's like, but I want to be hands-on with the animals. And the only thing I can come up with is you basically need extra tubs that you can just have them set up clean tubs and then give them dirty tubs, and you still do the animal part. But it's hard. It's a hard way to figure out how you still do the animal part with still someone helping you and being productive, you know?
I have 4 years probably. I don't know. Do you think a 5-year-old would be good at cleaning rats? I don't know. I got to figure out when Leo's
maybe eight.
I mean, it was like, just stop it. Damn, I don't know. Wishful
part-timer, bro.
Yeah, wishful thinking. All right, I want to know, Geoff, the projects. Man, listen, this is our first real episode that we get to give some fucking flowers to True Ghosts. I want to say right now, one of the most underestimated projects in the game that's going to slap so many people in the mouth in a good way. True Ghosts, okay. But before we get to True Ghosts, are there any other projects that is like a foundation for you, like something that you're like, man, I came across this and it's it. This is it for me, and I want to know what that foundation is.
I would say, to be honest, right now I'm probably in the process of turning most of my stuff into black exanthic stuff, like getting males that work with the projects I have, but have black exanthic. So like working black exanthic DG clown stuff, and same thing, black exanthic hypo. And I did kind of get lucky and kind of stumbled into some pied animals for that project. So I'll probably do True Ghost pieds. But I'll be honest, with those two, I think I want to keep DG and hypo apart with exanthic, because I really like the two different looks. I know that's a hot take, but I like the real high contrast of the black exanthic DG or any exanthic DG. And then I like, I guess, the frosty look of the True Ghost. I know you combine it, you get a little of both, but I kind of like keeping those two apart.
We talked about this not too long ago, huh, Emilio? Like, you know, like DG makes things yellow in a sense, and not fully, but it can.
I think I've said this quite a few times on the podcast. I'm a little bit on the fence. I will be very happy once I see a bunch of those animals in my collection at adult size, because I see a little bit of inconsistencies with the yellows. That's why I love True Ghost so much. But that said, Geoff, I want to have a bunch of DG hypo exanthic stuff.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Without it, what might fix those yellows 100% is adding hypo. Adding the hypo. So again, the jury's still out for me, bro. I've seen some animals that yellow, and for an exanthic guy to the core, I fucking hate yellow. We shall see.
Absolutely. Yeah, and MJ's right. I am also trying to work on some lace exanthic clowns. Not hypo or DG. I just want to see how a white lace exanthic clown will turn out. Just to compare them all.
Yeah, and that's smart, I think, before kind of dumping it all into reset, like kind of see what it does on its own, you know? Because like I said, white lace was the first example other than DG that looked better, you know? Like I remember I was a huge DG guy once I got put on the game with it, I realized how awesome it was. But then when I saw what white lace does compared to DG in Justin's collection, I was like, whoa, like that white lace DG looks better than that. I'm sorry, that white lace clown looks better than that DG clown. He showed me a white lace clown, he showed me a DG clown, and I was like, and they were like around the same age, around the same size, and the white lace clown just blew out the fucking DG clown.
Yeah,
MJ's gonna build that case for me.
Yeah, I will too. I'll help you build that case, MJ, because I think a white lace clown looks much better than a DG exanthic clown or a DG clown, because you lose the contrast when DG ages. Like the dorsal stripe gets all blushed out too, but white lace, that'll still be pure black. I think.
I love DG Clown. I'm gonna need to see this stuff.
Okay, all right. I'll give me a couple of years.
No, I mean I get to take Emilio to fucking Justin's in about less than
There
a
you
month.
go.
And we're dude, you know, we get to stay on.
I will let you know.
Oh yeah, I'm vlogging it. I can't wait to see your face.
I'm super honest. Y'all
Yeah.
know me, so you ain't gonna get no BS.
You don't care about your feelings. I'm just kidding.
Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck. You know.
Yeah, it happens. You never know how some of these things are going to turn out. So you see it. So.
Now I will say this, and I think Geoff will agree with me. Tell me the truth, bro. I will say, to me, the best double recessive combo that I've ever seen is True Ghost.
For me, it is now too, and
shit is
I agree.
A fucking showstopper. Anyone that comes to my place that sees that in their hand, they're like, "What the fucking fuck? This thing looks blue."
Especially with GHI,
bro.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. It's my favorite. I gotta say, it's probably. And first time I saw True Ghost was actually in Stephen Cush's collection, like fucking 5 years ago, and I was like, whoa, like what the fuck? And I just knew, I was like, that's not a regular hypo, is it? And he's told me how it's True Ghost and it's actually Xanthic making the effect. And I'm like, well, why isn't? And I remember thinking, like, why isn't this out there more? Like, what's going on? And here we are to this day, and it's still so untapped. Like I feel like it's gonna be all
it's coming
like once, but
it's coming. But we always talk about this. The main reason I think it didn't hit quicker is because people dropped hypo.
Yeah, too cool.
They dropped it. We all dropped hypo. It's the truth.
Yeah.
People I'll admit. When I first saw hypos, I thought they were in shed. So I was like, I don't need a hypo. But as I saw a couple more, I was like, that was a terrible take, and I love hypo now.
People say, oh, DG was so cheap back in the day, bro. Hypo was super cheap, like
normal prices,
bro. It was like $100. People did not want to produce hypos.
People were selling 100% hets, knowing they were hets, not telling they were hets. They were just getting like, well, it's just a pied. I know that because I got like 3 Bell line pieds that proved fucking hypo last year. And I was like, wow, this is great.
Yeah, that's a good problem.
Yeah. But dude, think about a hypo pied. How fucking nice is a hypo pied combo?
Oh, they're gorgeous. Yes. Hypo clown. They're all just simple double recessives, but beautiful.
I don't want to get off this topic because I got questions about the black Xanthic stuff. What does that mean, black Xanthic? What is that, just a line, or what does that mean?
At first they thought it was a totally separate line, but genetic testing has proved it's the same as TSK. Okay. And I mean, at first it was because the first black Xanthics were like the dark phase, like they got darker as they aged, but there's other animals in TSK lines that do that too. Maybe VPI, I'm not sure. I don't follow that line as much, but it was just an unfortunate thing. They never tested the compatibility of those two way back then. So, but really it was still just a TSK Xanthic, just a very good example. And they thought it was a whole different line.
Let me ask you this, and I'll give you my answer after. Were you surprised?
I honestly was surprised, but it didn't bother me at all because once I looked into TSK, I saw there was quite a bit that I don't want to say it's an IMG gene, but there's quite a few Xanthics that seem to get darker as they age and get real black. So it didn't bother me at all, to be honest, because I was like, well, there's in that line too. So
yeah, I never thought they were the same because I never really delved too much in. I kept with my stuff. I never really paid attention a ton to the black Xanthic and TSK stuff. But now looking back, you're right. I haven't seen any VPI stuff darken like that at all, ever. So, yeah, if you look back at those situations, we shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, didn't the Super Trooper, that
Yeah,
crazy,
the
that
Stormtrooper
did that,
darkened
right?
up, and there's quite a
Yeah.
there's quite a few other animals in the Black Exantic line that have darkened up like that.
Yeah. And that's what I really want to explore, that part of it, like kind of line breed the ones that stay dark. Because I did watch a podcast where Justin said he actually didn't breed for that part of it. He just, once he hit Exanthic, he would move on, not necessarily the ones that were getting darker. So I would like to see if maybe that's a genetic component and kind of line breed with the real dark ones.
He says he lost the darkening aspect of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would work Exantic for one reason, or excuse me, I would work True Ghost for one reason only, to make a fucking blue snake.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
I remember like thinking like how crazy things could get if you really fucking focus on like a GHI Mojave True Ghost combo or something like that.
That'd be beautiful.
I made a super GHI Mojave, not too, like it was a long time ago, like 5 years ago, and it was in shed, but it was fucking blue. Like I could not believe how blue this snake went viral. Actually, like it got like 25,000 likes or something crazy. Like, and I remember getting offers, bro. I had someone literally from fucking Europe wanting to give me 10K for this snake, and I had explained to him how like it doesn't look like this all the time. Like this is only an in shed thing, you know what I mean? And the guy still wanted it, and then it got weird towards the end. I was like, fuck this. Like, this is just weird. Like, he's, you know, but all because of one pick, you know? And I just thought, and I remember Miguel had a GHI True Ghost combo. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I want to make a blue ball python. That would be fucking nuts. Like a powder blue or like something to that point. You know, even if it's just in shed, I don't give a fuck. Like that right there is game changing to me.
You're talking about that female that I really love that you're in your collection?
No, not her, dude. No, it was her dad. So basically her dad, I'll pull up the pic, but it was her dad is the one I made that line from, where, and you've seen her, she's crazy and shed too. She's like, what the fuck? Like crazy looking. So, and you know, mind you, and like, you know, working a good line of anything is what you want to concentrate on. And I think we talked about this before, Emilio, but you know, for that kind of line that I'm talking about, you want TSK, right? Or no, you want VPI, or like what? And that's where I get confused, guys. Why don't you school me on like if that's what my goal is for the Exantic game? What line of Exantic do I want to work with?
I would say TSK. I don't like Emilio said he hasn't seen any VPIs get darker, but I haven't looked into it. I'll be honest, but I've seen TSK and Black Exanthic get darker and almost be pure black when they age. So those are the two lines I like.
But if it's too dark like that, it's not gonna be blue, right?
I'm not sure. If you turn a hypo, it might be.
Yeah. Now, what are the incomplete dominant side of things looking like for you? Like, what are your incomplete dominants, like must-haves for the projects you're working? Let's talk about maybe some of the ones that you favor the most.
Definitely acid. That was the first one I really fell in love with, was acid, and it was actually a black acid combo that really, I was like, man, I need acid. I had a lot of black pastel stuff, so I'd like to get acid and all the True Ghost stuff. Same thing with the DG Exanthic stuff. And all my acids eat well, by the way, so just to put that out there. But I also, every dark gene I like, to be honest with you.
Pause.
All right.
What did you mean by that, dude? I picked that up right away. What?
I remember last year there wasn't it a hot topic that acids weren't eating or something. People were telling you.
I can tell you.
I thought that was confusion.
I can tell you, I've now raised an acid and a confusion, and giving you the real results. The acid with other genes in it has eaten amazingly, right? Knock on wood. The confusion by itself was a fucking problem for a long time. And I will say, bro, I've heard from a lot of people that they've had their little issues. But I think they need other genes in it, and it helps a lot. So, again, that's what I've heard.
What did you hear? Acid or confusion had the problems?
I mean, to me, bro, they're...
Yeah, I agree, but...
I mean, and static.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard both, bro, you know?
Yeah, you know, we also heard lace for a little bit was weak. I haven't had any experience with that either. I think it might come down to just where the parents came from. Maybe it was a weak parent. People weaned it along just to keep the codom in there.
Yeah.
But I think if you breed them the strong snakes, I haven't had any issue. I've had issues with random snakes, but it has nothing to do with the codom, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Like we gotta understand these are living fucking animals, and I feel like something might not be as strong as something else. But then again, pattern is everything too. Like meaning, like if there's a history of all these things taken down, like one thing that still kind of like stucks me in the heart a little bit, but is what it is like super GHIs. Because I was like, when I figured out how super GHIs look years back, I was like, I want everything to be super GHI. And then until I started making super GHIs, and some of them had like the film over their eyes, and they had like fucking issues. And I was like, wow, like it wasn't all of them. Like I was able to produce a couple that were holdbacks, but for the most part, I had some clutches that were just fucking just shit because of whatever reason. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Was it only when you did super GHIs? You ever have any trouble with normal GHI?
No, I never had issues with normal.
Only supers, okay.
Anytime I had issues with a super a GHI period, it was a super pairing. Like it was like super, just trying to do everything super. Yeah.
Gotcha.
For me with GHIs, some have started a little slow and then took off later. Now my supers, every super I take gave me problems from the beginning, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, the two supers that I have, they slowly turned into little beasts, and one of them is gonna give me a clutch. I have no complaints now with those two snakes that I kept. But let me tell you something, bro. They gave me a run for my money. They were probably the toughest snakes I've ever hatched.
Just to get feeding, you mean?
Bro, I had to really work those animals, bro.
Wow.
If they wouldn't even assist, I had to force feed them.
Oh man.
And then assist feed them, and then they started eating, and then they grew slower, and now they're fucking animals, bro. So again, I'm with MJ. There are some, these genes have certain flaws at times,
Yeah.
We got to work it.
Hey, I found that snake. You guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Boom. I promise you on everything left, there's no fucking filter on this fucking snake.
I remember that snake. Yeah.
And this, I reposted this. This isn't in the original post because it went so viral. I reposted it again. It's still got like 5,000 fucking likes. But if you go down, you'll see the original one that got 25,000. But this right here, dude, and this is a super GHI, right? This is super GHI Mojave 100% hypo. This isn't even a visual.
It's not even hypo.
No, it's not even visual hypo. This is not visual hypo right here.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Just in shed, you said, right?
Yeah, this is a super GHI Mojave 100% hypo.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
you put Exantic to that. I mean, and hypo, it might be blue.
Yep.
That's why I was like, dude, holy shit! Imagine those ingredients that were like making everything else go fucking nuts. Like, and again, it's hard to work with everything, but Exantic True Ghost has been weighing over my fucking head for years now, and I'm glad this is definitely. I already told Emilio it's happening this year. Like I'm jumping into the game for sure.
Yeah, you get some from the homie and some from me.
Let me show you the visuals I made real quick with these. So I will show you. Now that I'm going back into the day. So here are the babies I made with that male. Well, some of them. So that's visual right there. But there's also pastel in there that's fucking things up.
But no. See that? I love that.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful animal, no matter what, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And
that's so dope right there.
Don't sell like snakes like that. Even today, if you got GHI Mojave hypos, they're fucking selling for $500 easily. Like easily, people buy those snakes.
Yeah.
And if you have a bunch of them, that's a good place to be. You know what I'm saying?
There's stuff that's timeless.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. And that has proven its point for sure. And that's why also it goes back to like, dude, work with what you love, dude. Like if you love it and you know you can make a cool version of it, what the fuck? That's what we're doing this for. Like take the fucking money aspect of what you can make each snake out of it. Like just make something cool and everything comes together after that, you know?
Yep, 100%.
So now I know we talked you said acid, right? But obviously you need more need more than a handful. I feel like incomplete dominance is what fucking sets you away from the competition. Like if you have the right incomplete dominance going to the recessives, the right ones, not the fucking saturated ones, dude, you're ahead of the game, right? I heard acid. What else is some stuff that you like?
I like Stranger, but
Ooh,
I
yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. Stranger took a little bit of a hit. I'm not gonna lie. You'll
Oh,
still
yeah.
see shit, and it's like, what the fuck? But I talked to my buddy Nick. Shout out to Nick, renowned reptiles, who's the one to put me on game with Stranger fucking 4 years ago. Very heavily invested in it, and he knew that Stranger turned the corner just a bit, just because of the market. How did that make you feel with Stranger? And overall, like when you saw DG going down and all these other big projects just tanking in price, how are you taking all that in?
So for me with Stranger, I got real fortunate, and I did a split pairing with Marcus, and we got into like DG Stranger stuff. So I have some DG Stranger stuff,
Yeah.
and I like it. But yeah, that project, when he got into it, very high. By the time he produced it, tanked very quickly, like you said. But to me, it's something that I'm still going to work with because I want to see it black and white. So it doesn't matter to me the price on that. It's a really cool looking snake. So I'm going to move forward with Stranger for sure.
And Stranger is that morph that could change the whole dynamic of the snake for sure. Like if Stranger's in the mix with some other good stuff like Redhead or whatever, dude, that's an ingredient that pops. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, I mean, I know Stranger Clowns obviously took a hit too, but just the coverage on a Stranger Clown you get, and then what you can do on top of that, to me, is still amazing. So I love Stranger. I'm not really worried about the market on it.
Good.
I mean, everything takes a hit eventually.
Right.
Yep.
But what if Blackhead, Cypress, and other shit was in there? Now it's back to value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to see a Stranger True Ghost Clown.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be amazing.
That's what we're talking about, bro.
Yeah. And that's the thing. There's many. I'm just saying, there's many things we have yet to see that, like, and with Stranger, with Acid, all of them. Like, there has so much stuff that has not even been produced yet. It's crazy.
Yep. And I could be wrong, but I actually think Jason Amos made Stranger True Ghost stuff, clown stuff.
He's coming to Trap Talk in 2 weeks.
I don't remember.
I'll ask him.
I'm pretty sure he did. I could be wrong, but I thought I remember seeing that at the One Tinley, and that was
that was the one he had. That I don't think it had hypo.
Oh, didn't?
Or DG.
Just Exantic Stranger stuff.
I believe so. Yeah, and I had OD and some other stuff.
Okay.
Is he somebody who likes? Is he active? I'm pretty sure he is, right?
Yeah, I think that snake would be.
It should be posted. It should be posted on his page.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this? What the
He
fuck?
named it. He named it.
Yeah.
Cyborg?
Yeah,
Cyborg.
that's the one. What is it?
Yeah, there's no Stranger in that. But
Oh, my bad.
yeah, so this is an Orange Dream Fire Hurricane GHI.
Oh, there you go.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, that thing's amazing.
So the one next to it has Stranger, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Look at that. Wow, dude.
Yeah.
That thing is crazy. Both of them.
I found your thumbnail pic, Jason, just so you know.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Even though you might want a Chondro, I don't give a fuck. I'm putting this. You guys know, you know he's like
fucking nuts.
You know,
Holy
Jason.
crap.
You know, Jason's heavily invested in Chondros now, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually talked to him a little bit at Tinley about it. He was mentioning to me he was picking up a lot of cool Chondros. So I was like, damn, I can't wait to see what it does with those.
Every like 2 hours, I'd feel a tap on my shoulder. MJ, look at this, and he's just showing me. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And he showed me all his, the stuff he got from Bill, and so I love seeing that. You know what I mean? Jason Amos is a good guy. So yeah, I will say though, like those snakes right there, fucking impressive. And also to see Exantic like that, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, Exantic with hypo is a fucking automatic. I'm sorry, but like if you are working Exantic and there's no hypo in the mix, you need to go look in the mirror and tell yourself add hypo right now. Like stop. I'm telling you. Right?
Yep. Geoff, so let me ask you this, man. Because I agree with our buddy in Sweden. he feels like some incomplete dominance might not work with the True Ghost project. Is there anything that you think will not work?
I would say I'm going all dark stuff. I'm not sure that light jeans would work good, but I know dark will get you closer to a bluish hue, and that's what I'm going for. So I would say maybe like Enchi might be not something I would want in that.
I didn't like the Enchi version.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sticking towards the dark, so I would agree that some light stuff might get a little tricky.
That said, Kyle hit a really nice Enchi True Ghost Clown. That thing was dope.
That's very true.
So far, I'm working Cypress in to get the Cypress Clown TG. That I think is gonna work. But other than that, when it comes to the light stuff, I'm not feeling the light stuff. I'm going the same way as you with the dark stuff.
Wait. Pause. So you don't feel too good about Sunset Exantic, is what you're saying?
No, actually, no. The Sunset Exantic, I'm actually excited about because I was hypothesizing with Alvaro this weekend on the way back, and I think I know what it's going to look like now.
Okay,
that is enough for me to possibly put the Sunset to a TG.
Yeah, I would say maybe Ghost might save it because I like Sunset Hypos. I want to see a Sunset Exantic.
Hey, buddy. I have to say, you have been up here screaming about how dark jeans are amazing and Exantic.
Yep.
Okay. Why wouldn't it not work?
What do you mean? Sunset's a brighter gene. Like that's like Sunset.
It is also a very dark gene.
Yeah, but that's when it looks like shit. You don't want Sunset to look dark. If Sunset looks dark, it's a shit. That's what it looks like.
It might look amazing in Exantic.
Now, see, you hear that mic? You hear that mic came back? It might look. I'm telling you right now, put the fucking money where your mouth is. I'm telling you, Exantic Sunset is gonna look like fucking ass. It's over. I'm telling you. Do another project. Vert. Pull right.
Hey, what do you want to bet? What do you want to bet? That it's gonna look good.
You want to go there, Emilio? What's good?
Yes.
Let's go, dude. All right, hold on. All right, let's think about this. What are we betting?
Hey, because I already found something to base what I think it's gonna look like. And
that's not fair. Well, hold on. That's not fair because
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you later.
Friends don't take friends' money, so let's just stop all this right now. Okay, let's just.
Hey, I'm gonna defend it. It look. I'm hype. I think it's gonna look good, and I might even put the Sunset to a True Ghost. Okay.
I will say this: I will own it if I'm wrong for sure, and
that's okay. Yeah.
I will not.
Hey, that's why we're doing this, man.
I will not say, "Oh man, I'm gonna hate on it." No, if I like it, I will say I like it. And I'm telling you right now, bro, the way I could fucking see the future, I don't like it. Okay, so I hope because you're working it, I hope I'm wrong. I really am. And all my other friends that are working it, I hope you guys flourish.
Hey, Bob's gonna hit a Desert Ghost Sunset Exantic, and maybe one day, one of us will hit a True Ghost Exantic. We'll see.
But at the end of the day, like we have hypo in the mix, right? I mean, what would a True Ghost Sunset look like? Mind you, I'm only comparing what Exantic could look like as adults compared to what Sunsets look like with adults. I'm not including hypo or anything else, EG, okay, because that's when the dynamic changes. But that's just at the end of the day, my thing with Sunset, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. That's it. And you know what? The best things in this fucking life takes time and it takes work. So will the number one most hottest ball python in the world be a Sunset? It could be.
I don't know, but it's in the conversation. Like it's very important gene. It's a very important gene.
Important. No, you're right. No, yeah, I'm not sitting here to say fucking take it out back and fucking put it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying you better move smart because a lot of people out there are already telling you what works with Sunset and what doesn't. If it ain't bright, it ain't right. I'm just telling you. With Sunset, it takes in bright stuff.
What do you think about Sunset? Do you work it?
I do not work it, but I gotta say, Sunset Hypo is probably the best direction I've seen that I like. Other than that, there's not many I've seen that really impressed me. I like the Sunset Hypo better than the Sunset EG stuff. That's for sure.
100%. Now, have you seen the Sunset Ultras?
Oh yeah, that's a cool snake. That's a
Bro,
cool
that
snake.
shit is fucking dope.
Yeah, add a couple of dark teams in there. I would like to see it. I think that would be pretty wild.
Yeah.
I like Sunset Ultra Mill, but because Krista's in the chats, I almost want to go in. I'm just kidding. I love you, Krista. No, listen. God bless all the sunset lovers out there. I will, and I've already said this on the show. Sunset Ultra Mills are hot. That's probably the hottest looking sunset adult I've ever seen. Is a Sunset Ultra Mill. So there you go. And I don't think Sunset Monarchs are going to look good.
Oh, no, just ask you that.
No, I don't think it's gonna look good. And mind you, I just came from a homie who works with nothing but Monarch, and I loved his Monarch collection. But again, I'm thinking about the dark stuff, and I like the dark stuff. That's another reason why I'm kind of like I am the way I am with Sunset, because I'm all about the dark blue, whatever. Like that's my game. You know what I mean? I don't mind the bright stuff, but it's not what I'm in this for. I like the dark stuff. And if the dark stuff isn't going to look right, then it's not going to be a priority for me, you know? Can't say I'll never add sunset at this point until I find the right sunset combo. I might add it, but I just like the dark stuff. And so, yeah, I'm interested to see. I don't know what the fuck Emilio saw that he saw to make him want to bet me. I'm not going to lie. That kind of scared me that he was willing to bet me on the show, because that means whatever he saw, he really liked. And look at his smile, that fucking the villain right there, bro. That's, yeah,
No, because you know what's cool about this game is that I've been hypothesizing in my mind, like, yo, what could this look like? What could this look like, right? Yeah. And I finally found something in another species that's as crazy as ball pythons when it comes to morph patterns and all this crazy shit that we do, right? So I found the snake that looks like Sunset in that species.
Oh, you're talking about a different species?
Wait. Listen, hear me out. Colors are colors. Color palettes.
No, it doesn't work like that, dude.
Listen, it can. That's why I'm willing to bet.
I want the bet.
Now, hold on. I saw in that animal what I saw in my head. Okay? And that's what I believe in now.
What animal was it? Or what species?
Hognose.
Oh, okay. I don't know much about hogs, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Is hognose even a snake? Like, what the fuck?
They're cool looking.
Hey, a lot of hognose combos.
They're sick. No,
are comparable to ball python combos. A lot of them.
I like an adult hognose, because all the hognose I ever really saw are like at shows, and they're tiny and little deli.
The big ones are fucking dope.
I like the big ones. The big ones are like, okay, this is what you are when you're adults. I'm like, okay. And I just saw I edited JMG Reptiles' vlog, and he showed some adults and the Arctic stuff and the Swiss chocolate stuff, and I'm like, I really have a good feeling about the hognose like game, like kind of gaining some traction in the next year or two. I think it's gonna blow up. I really do.
Yeah.
It's just a weird snake. It's not for me.
Kids like them, that's for sure.
Yeah, kids love them. Yeah, and people who don't even really like reptiles look at a hognose and like it, because it's like a cartoon. It's not real.
But you're right, MJ. When they're a little shit, you're like, ah. But bro, when that animal starts getting some size, it's impressive, bro.
Yeah, because they act like bulldogs. Like they act like
the scalation is really cool. And I think I've said this before to you. I have animals that mimic something else to me, right? I have my Crebos that mimic, me not having to take risk with a venomous cobra, right? Yeah. And then for me, the hogs are kind of like a rattlesnake.
Hey, Zebra Sunset. Somebody said Zebra Sunset. That might be sick. I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A pastel hypo Zebra Sunset might look sick as fuck.
Yeah, David's remembering that April Fool's post, and if we could make a snake like that, that'd be dope as fuck.
What's April? I missed that one. There was a lot. There was a lot of April Fool stuff. What was the one you're talking about?
Steve's Morphs. It's on his page. That was his April Fool's post.
What was it?
It was he put that he hit a zebra exanthic with something else where it looked like pretty much a zebra.
He was capping?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're saying. It's black and white.
Yeah.
God, Steve, come on, guy.
That's fucking dope.
So that's just a filter then?
I don't know what the fuck you did.
It's literally just a black and white photo. Is what it is.
I got you.
Yeah.
That will be a cool snake when someone hits it, though. That's for sure.
Yo, it's crazy that we can have these continuous conversations forever.
Yeah, it doesn't end.
Because this game is so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you feel about pastel and how much pastel's in your collection?
I really only have it in my initial pewter, and I actually have some triple hets with it. Those are the only triple hets I could find. I'm not a huge fan of pastel, but what I have it in, I think it would actually work okay. So I'm not too mad about it. I have it in a black Xanthic DG G-stripe. I'm not really into G-stripe, but I was really just trying to buy double hets. I found these triple hets. I got them, and I'm gonna see if I can make a DG G-stripe black Xanthic. So that could be cool.
Nice. And I don't know. I think we kind of touched on this, Emilio, before, but you're gonna stay away from pastel Xanthic stuff, Emilio, as much as you can. Like you're gonna make sure none of that's involved, or like how you gonna?
I hit a couple really nice pastel and super pastel Xanthic clutches a year. That's just for the pet part of the industry for people that are starting out. I'm not gonna work pastel into that, but I will say I wish I had, you know, some pastel DG puzzle stuff like the one that Will posted in a story this week. Holy fuck. Like that's fucking amazing. I love pastel DG puzzle.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's a must, you know, with a little bit of OD in there.
Yep. And then turn it Xanthic.
Also pastel GHI puzzles.
Yeah.
With DG in there. That bro, that's fucking dope, man. You know? So
I don't think I've seen that, to be honest with you.
I haven't seen the DG version, but the pastel GHI puzzle is amazing.
Yeah, pastel definitely has its place. I think it works great in puzzle.
Especially in puzzle, yeah.
Yep. And DG, it always looks good in DG. So I mean, I have a buddy who actually, it's a simple combo, but it looks amazing. It's a pastel white lace. He's got two big breeder girls, and they make any full-grown DG look like nothing. They are beautiful, very bright yellow, pure black, and it's got pastel.
So I want to say this just to kind of give some flowers to Monarch, just because they earned it on this point. But I was at Sebastian's collection a week or so ago, and I saw the nicest super pastel combo I've ever seen in my entire life. As an adult, I couldn't believe it, and it had Monarch in it. So I heard something with Monarch kind of being like getting along pretty well with pastel, I guess. Apparently, I don't know what else could have been in that snake. It was an older snake, but for a snake being that old and the way it looked, for being a super pastel, which is normally a washed out snake at that point, it wasn't. I saw a bunch of patterns still, and it was pretty neat looking, you know.
The stuff, the T positive, right? Like if you look at the vlog, our vlog of Daytona, bro, I was loving the Ultramel puzzle, right? At Josh's table. Yeah. But I have to tell you the truth, man. Pastel goes really good with those jeans.
Yeah.
The pastel Ultramel puzzle was better.
Yeah.
Bro. So pastel goes good with those jeans, with Monarch, with Ultramel, and I mean another one, you know.
You fuck with puzzle at all, Geoff?
I don't have room for it, so I'm not going to get that one, to be honest. So I don't, but I do like it, and I try to watch the project, but obviously haven't kept up too much with puzzle. But I don't have puzzle.
Yeah, man, it's like, again, I can't say this enough. It's hard to work with everything, right?
Yeah.
Really, especially when you know you got what you have, and it's, you know, you need space for other shit. But puzzle, I will say True Ghost. Well, I already have hypo, but Xanthic, puzzle, for me personally, two biggest things I need to add as soon as possible.
I think if I'm going to add a new recessive, well, I know I want to get some paint stuff. I'd like to see some True Ghost paint stuff. So
okay, I'm glad you brought up paint.
Yeah, I want to get some paint.
Enigmatic's going to have some of that this season. Yeah.
So what paint, dude? I feel like it's falling off a little bit.
That's all right. I still like it.
You're saying like it's kind of flattened out. Where are we at with paint? Like I feel like we need it. We need to see more of it. What's going on?
I totally agree. Yeah, they showed that paint clown could be already 3 years ago. And I was thinking at that point, oh, paint's going to blow up. And it definitely had its spike. But we really haven't. I think earlier this year, there was a couple new paint clown combos. But it's just been, I guess, slow going getting new combos. I'm sure I've heard there's a paint DG out there. Never seen any pictures. That's something I'd really like to see. But the two paint hypos I've seen, I thought were awesome.
I think that someone in the chat, a viewer, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe they haven't shown the DG paint because the DG just a pattern reduces so much that you might not see it.
You're right. Yeah, it could have took all the granity out of it. So,
so maybe that's why.
So overall, what would be your goal with paint?
True ghost stuff. More true ghost. Yeah, I think that. I mean, because hypo didn't take away the granity look to the paint at all, and gave it very good blushing. Well, I guess you don't need the blushing if you're turning black and white, but I thought that was a phenomenal snake. So I'd like to see the true ghost version of that.
Bro, I want to see paint in like Cosmos.
Yeah. Yes.
I want to see it.
Paint Monsoon. I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah, Paint Monsoon, Paint Bambino. Those are the things that I'd be doing if I was working paint, honestly.
What do you think about Monsoon, Geoff?
That's cool. I like it. Again, probably not one I'm going to get into, but definitely a project I'd like to watch. I'd like to see Exanthic Monsoon. I think that would be a phenomenal animal. Yeah.
And obviously that's something you want to do at some point, right? Emilio, put Exanthic and Monsoon together, or True Ghost Monsoon, or
yeah, I have animals growing up for Special and Mojave, Exanthic Monsoon.
Wait. So you would want Special in the mix with Monsoon? Why?
Because it's gonna lighten up the animal even more.
You don't think it's gonna fuck with the pattern?
It might not make the pattern as nice as the Mojave, but with Exanthic, it's gonna brighten it more, probably more than the Mojave.
We're assuming.
Yeah, I have both Special Mojave is all over my Monsoon double heads and whatnot because I started with a crystal.
But there's been no hypo Monsoon yet, right?
Not that I've seen. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
We're still very behind with Monsoon overall. I think Justin's gonna start fucking going crazy with hitting stuff now. I think this summer he should probably hit more of that DG and hypo stuff. But yeah, man, we all got animals growing. We just gotta hit.
It's crazy. Like I can't. It won't be every time. But if you're like thinking of an animal you want to make in 3, 4, 5 years, and you ask Justin, he more likely has it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I mean.
It's crazy, bro. Like I asked him on the show, I was like, white lace DG hypo clown or something. He's like, oh yeah, I made that 3 years ago. I was like, what? I was like, fuck. That is nuts.
Hey, Levance will do that to you too. Levance will all of a sudden have something on eggs that you're just dreaming about, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, he's already got it on eggs.
About Levance, he's nothing like Justin when it comes to putting shit out. Levance lives in his own fucking world, just making. And if you really want to know what Levance is fucking working with, you either got to be homies with him, or you got to go see him at a show and see it all. Look at all the Ask Levance stuff, and then you're like, holy shit! But that's Levance is he's a G, bro. He does everyone has their own way of working in this hobby. Levance is set in his ways, and that's why he is who he is. You know what I mean? But Justin's just fucking feeding it down everyone's fucking face every goddamn week. You know what I'm saying? But dude, I feel like their collections are completely different. Like I think what Levance brings to the table is way different than what Justin does, which I give props to shit like that. It's not all fucking copied. Not everyone needs to copy people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. To me, that's the whole point of the hobby. Do your own thing,
Yeah. And what's crazy is there's room for everyone still. Like there's so much room in this hobby for people to do their own thing. You don't have to do what your homie's doing who just got you into the game. Like go do a little bit of thinking yourself. Like go, and that's what it's all about, right? Like a good year or two of just geeking out on the internet, just looking at everybody's stuff. Like being a fan of this in the beginning is important. Not trying to be a breeder in the fucking first year. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's easier said than done because people who do watch shows like this religiously, they just want to breed. They want to hurry up, but you can't hurry up, dude. Like there's no shortcuts. Like as soon as you find a way to, you know, catch up, unless it's a shed testing thing, of course, but like you got to avoid shortcuts in this. It just doesn't work like that. It just doesn't.
Totally agree.
Those top 10 guys, they're way ahead.
Respect.
You know, I'm raising Sunset Dreamsicle, you know, animals to hit Sunset Dreamsicle. I bet you anything Justin or Miguel is going to hit that next year. I mean, it's okay, but I'm in the ballpark. You know, I'm coming. Little things like that. You know, these guys are coming with the heat, bro. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing wrong with them helping you promote your project, too. I mean, if they beat you to it, it's all right. It's just going to give publicity to the project you're already working on. So,
yep.
It's not a bad thing.
How big's your collection, Geoff? How many adults, babies? Like, what are we looking at?
I have 80 adults. And then this grow up rack behind me, which is full, I think it's like 70. So I'm going to actually move out some of my adults here shortly. Just some of the stuff that doesn't really fit into the way I'm going now.
Yeah.
And then babies, I have about 35 little babies right now.
All right. So you're working over there.
Yeah, I got plenty. That's why I keep saying I don't need more. I'm pretty busy just with work and stuff. So for me, I'm at a good size. I just want to keep refining it.
And obviously you want to keep holding back too. That's the most right. Like you're making shit that you want, which is important. You know, but you need the rack space for it. Like it calculates pretty quickly like what you need and the space, how important the space is. You know,
it seems like you're very disciplined and that's how some people should be out there. You know your limits. You don't want to push yourself too hard to where you're stressed out.
Yeah,
and you're not enjoying this. That's a great plan.
Yeah, and you know, good point, Emilio. I do want to say I do talk a lot. Like I just did an episode. I would highly recommend checking out this episode I did, the Expert and the Idiots podcast. I explained like how quickly I fucking grew my collection and like how many species I was working with. And I gotta tell you, there was times during that moment I was so stressed out, like I was not having fun. Like because I was well in over my head, and all I gave a fuck about was like trying to be this guy to look cool with all this shit and like, you know, sustain it all. And mind you, I got good at keeping it, but once I had to breed everything, oh fuck, I was fucked. I was like, there's no way you and I just meant for somebody who was a noob like me at that time. I think in my third year, like how the fuck are you going to pay attention to 10, 12 different species breeding, you know, and finding how everything works when you've never even really done this before. And so, and mind you, like once I came to realization and I concentrated on my overhead, like, you know, keeping stuff that I really want and that's what's a part of the future, my life got a lot easier after that. But it's easy to get caught into the moment and have all these animals that just stress you the fuck out, you know? This shouldn't be about stress. It really shouldn't, you know?
No, but it is easy to fall in that trap because like you get into it because you love the animals. So, but then you don't really know how much work they are until you have too many and then you're like, oh, it's a ton of work. But you scale back a little bit, just keep the ones you really like and just keep it enjoyable. It can be a hobby you do till you die. So that's my outlook on it for sure.
Yeah, I love it. I got to ask you this, Geoff. The reason why I want to ask how big your collection is because I'm wondering if you breed your own rodents or not. Like, how are you supplying the food for your animals?
I do not. It's something I would love to do, but I don't have a place to do it, and I'm not going to do that in my house. I actually did try a little bit in my house.
You're like, nope, never.
No. So moved on from that quick, and that is something though. If I do move to a place I can get a rat shed, I would love to do. Just peace of mind alone, just being in total control. You can't really beat that. Always having the rats on hand. But luckily, I do have a great local guy at the moment.
Yeah, man. But man, what a load of work, huh, Emilio? Like once you get the rodents involved, right, and it's fully systematic and at its peak, it's nonstop, isn't it, Emilio? Like that's the true test of your work ethic. I feel like once the rodents are involved.
Oh yeah, for sure. you know mine. I mean, I
Emilio's one of the most dialed in fucking mice breeders I've ever met in my entire life. Like the numbers are everything to this guy, and I think that's what you need to do.
Yeah. It's a lot of work, but honestly, I'm recession proof now, and I can sustain my whole collection and more with what I have, and it's the best thing I ever did. But again, I had the space and I was able to do it. You know, being full time, it helps a lot not to have to purchase as many rodents, you know, as I used to. But yeah, man, if possible in the future, you know, if you have the space, yeah, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I definitely want to do it. What I would like to know is, like, do you need basically a rack of rats per rack of snakes? That's something I've always never, like, how many rats am I getting into when I want to breed from my whole collection? Say I have 200 snakes. How many rat racks are you going to need to breed for 200 snakes?
Good question.
I've always heard you need at least, I mean, I don't remember fully, but at least 1.5 adult rats per animal, right? So I guess you go with 2, and then you could freeze off anything else that you're not using, just in case, or sell off whatever you don't use. So yeah, two females. I mean, 2 females per snake. Yeah. I would say, you know, if you sit down and do the math, a female is gonna give you what? Let's say she goes once a month. She gives you 6 rats in that month, average, right? Maybe 7. That's 14 if you get 2, right? So 14 per, you know what? Break that down for 4 weeks. You have a little extra. I mean,
yeah, which is fine. I feel like if you're doing it right, you'll always have a little extra. Like you always want to make sure you got enough. And that's why if you do talk to people who have this down, they have a couple of homies that they sell to, like here and there, because like if they got extra, you know, extra flow and stuff like that. And I feel like that's a good place to be versus like, oh my God, I don't have enough, you know? So I think you should always just prepare to breed a little bit more than what you need, you know, just because you want to make sure you just have it available. And like Emilio says, if you're at a certain point with a size that you're getting too much, just fucking put it in the freezer, you know, like, you know, and just have that shit stock it up. And if someone hits you up for rodents, like I got like 100 fucking small rats in my freezer if you need it or whatever, you know? But yeah, I mean, it's such a peace of mind now, man. I mean, I haven't gotten there yet, but dude, I went 8 years of having fucking people drop off rodents to me, and it was the best thing ever. But once that luxurious fucking hookup's gone, real life hits you, bro. It's like, oh my God. And you never want to rely on anyone ever again after that, you know? Because you never know, dude. Like 8 years is a long time, you know, like of always there every Friday, dropping that shit off, you know? And then go ahead.
Yo, so PJ in the chat kind of backed me up with the 2 females per snake. I didn't remember fully. I wasn't prepared for that question, but you could just sit down and do the math of what they're going to be producing, and it's fairly easy.
Okay.
And then you could also get pups and rat fuzzies for smaller stuff and kind of break it down like that.
Does it depend on how much the female's producing too? Like as far as the numbers, like some females lay bigger litters than others. I don't know.
But it also depends. It also depends on how fast you pull the babies from the mom, right? The way I came up with the number with my rodents is because I'm pulling all sizes. So I come up with a total of 5.8 to 6 babies per mom in the colonies, right? But again, that's because I'm pulling all sizes. But with rats, when you're feeding adult ball pythons, right, or subadults, you're gonna be pulling, you know, later stages. So I mean, you have to kind of figure out that number. That's why you probably need the 2 girls.
Gotcha.
Because the moms are gonna have to be nursing longer, and the longer they nurse, they're not gonna get banged up again. You know what I mean?
Yep. And admittedly, I think when I do breed, I'm gonna probably just stick with ASFs and then just buy for the animals that I might be selling. Just because, you know, don't want to sell animals stuck on ASF.
I do both mice and ASF. I can never do rats. They're too big. They're a pain in the ass. But that said, I do like to feed all 3 prey items. You could get a hell of a fucking meal.
Pause. Your adult. Once your Drimacons become adults, pretty sure they eat rats, don't they? At adult size.
I've heard some people do want to feed them medium rats going into the breeding season, but I've heard most say not to do that.
Okay, cool. I mean, it is a colubrid, and they don't.
Yeah,
need
that's a big ass fucking meal, and it's tough to digest. I mean,
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But again, I'm doing mice and ASFs, and I love it. I buy rats.
Yeah, I just wish the ASFs got as big as the rats did. You know, as far as like time wise, ASFs kind of lag a little bit, but also depends how you're feeding them. You know, if you're giving them good supplemental diet, like on a day-to-day basis, they grow pretty quick. And I realize, like, you know, rats do just good off fucking Missouri or whatever. But, you know, if you just try to just do kibble with ASFs, they do take a long time versus giving them egg, fucking vegetables, like like just give them seeds. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, black sunflower seeds. But when I had the ASFs, that was a trick someone told me, because I had like the moms eating the babies. So once I did the seeds, it was good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine are getting straight Kallenbach, and I'm doing great. But my boys down here, a couple of my boys, they feed them cat food, and they're doing amazing.
Me too. And shout out to KG, man. KG put me on game. He's the one that hooked me up like a year ago or something, and told me, he's like, MJ, you need high protein cat food, and you need fucking the black seeds. He's like, black bird seeds and that. But he said don't overdo it on the black seeds, because they won't even eat the fucking. They won't eat the cat food. If they'll eat nothing but the black seeds if you just give them black seeds. So you almost want to just sprinkle the black seeds like as like a topping versus just dumping a bunch. You know what I mean? Because it's more of a delicacy versus like go ballistic. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And that being said, what do you like to feed your baby ball pythons as a first time prey item?
It'd be a mouse hopper for the most part.
Okay, and then do you like to switch? Like you're talking like 2 hoppers, switch them over to rats?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I do. I'll do 2 hoppers and then switch them over to a rat. I don't know, pup. I'm not sure the sizes, but a tiny rat.
Fuzzy rat.
Once I know they're eating, I try to switch them to a tiny rat.
Yeah, doesn't take much, even for a small hatchling. You know, if it's a good eater, 3 hoppers in, it's ready for a rat. You know, even 2. Like the thing is, you want to just get it ready to fucking eat. Get that aggression going. You know what I'm saying? And like I've had some success with offering a rat fuzzy or rat pup as a first time prey item, but I want to say more than half won't eat it. And I'm always like, fuck. So I just, instead of just dealing with that bullshit, I just always do hopper mice, like automatic, because it's always automatic. Like they always eat it every single time.
Yep, I have the exact same experience, actually. I did try rat pups for a season, and like you said, it'd be about half would take them on the first, but it was like all of them were taking the mouse hopper. So I figured, why not just do 2 mouse hoppers and then I'll switch? And that seemed to work.
It's a pain in the ass to, let's say, buy a bunch of rat fuzzies and them not eat them. That's a fucking pain. So
yes,
I stopped all that shit a long time ago. I just go straight ASFs or hopper mice. That's it.
Yep.
All
right, wrap up topic of the episode. I'll go first, and then we'll hit Emilio. I got to ask you, you know, what has maybe been the biggest struggle so far doing what we're, you know, talking about tonight? Like maybe what's a big learning curve that you could maybe drop for somebody out there who's just coming in? Was there any kind of part of this that was kind of like, fuck, like, I wish I would have known that before or whatever, you know?
I would say it's, even if you don't want to do it as a business, you have to watch the market, because you're going to make snakes that don't necessarily fit your collection. So you still need to work relatively relevant projects. And that's something that was a pretty interesting thing to learn, was like, yeah, I can make these cool looking snakes, but unless I'm vending, which I'm not, which is probably the easiest place to sell the good looking snakes, more selling on online and whatnot. I need to make sure it's still relevant. So I would say I probably, in my adult rack now, I probably have 40 adults that I could get rid of just because they're no longer relevant. So it'd be something I would tell people, just take your time, figure out what way you want to go, don't do what I did. Don't buy 40 snakes the first year unless you know where you're going, and really just make sure you have a direction, and that made life way easier. So now everything I buy, it has a purpose. It's not like this looks cool. It's like I know exactly what I'm going to do with the snake when I get it.
And I think one of the few mistakes that people make when it comes to like having a breeder female is like, let's say they did the most work they did out of that female, meaning they made what they want to make. Well, don't fucking wait to resell it. Like, meaning like get it back on its feet again, but then find a plan for that snake. Don't go 2-3 years of just keeping it in the rack and just feeding it, because it's only going to get harder to fucking like place in another home. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, like, it does take work having to fucking, hit the pavement and see who would want this snake. But dude, I mean, it doesn't hurt to post it on Morph Market, and just, if somebody out there wants that snake, it's ready to go, But getting in the pattern, I think, shout out to Sebastian again, but he told me how, like, he showed like, the bigger size breeder tubs, there's like ones for, I guess not the ones behind you, but the size bigger than that. And he said that he had these full with adults at one point. And when I was there, half of it was full. And he told me by next year, less than half of that will be full. And then the year after that, he's like, I'll probably only have like 2 slots, because he doesn't want females to get that big and to get that point, because what's the point? Like they need to go to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. And that's something I didn't do well. I probably knew I wasn't going to breed some of these girls for 2 years, and they're still here. So I can totally admit what you're saying is right, but I need to work on that myself too.
It's a lot easier said than done. I just realized like how much stuff I didn't even realize I need to put on Morph Market, that I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, let's go. Even auction stuff, like this stuff will go good on auction. Like, let's get moving. But you kind of like, like, I don't know. I'm in La La Land a lot. Like, my head's all on the podcast, and then I'm looking at my chondros and picking my nose and just like loving life. Then I'm like, oh shit, I got all these ball python babies. Like, I need to get on this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot easier said than done. But this is why I love people like Emilio, Mark Bailey, Justin, like people who have a system down. Like, you just got to get a system down, And so it's hard when you work with so many different species. Because I feel like, you talked about my chondro system. I'm proud of that shit. You know what I mean? But, I got to remember all the other stuff I work with. And again, this kind of goes back to being on top of your shit. And because if, you can't expect to be that successful in a hobby where you're not on top of your shit. Like, you got to be on top of it. So it all comes with the territory, my man. But all right, Big E, why don't we go with your wrap-up topic or question?
It's simple for me, bro. I usually ask people where they're going to be in 5 years, but I'm not going to ask you that. I'm going to ask you, what is that number one combo you want to hit in the next 3 to 5 years? And what will be the best True Ghost combo? Hands down. Hands down.
At least I know he won't say Sunset.
I think, I'll go with the best combo because I'm not near making it. I think a black acid, white lace, True Ghost clown would be ridiculous. I think that would be amazing. If anyone's near it, good luck to you, because that would be a great snake. What was the other part of the question again?
What's that number one combo you want to make in the next 3 to 5 years? That shit that fucking drives you up the fucking wall.
I would say for me, it would be True Ghost black acid, not with clown. That won't be that close, maybe 10 years I'll hit that, but within 3 to 5, I would hope to hit a black acid True Ghost.
Hell yeah.
Damn. You say black acid?
It's just black pastel and acid. They just call that combo black acid.
I really like black pastel stuff. I wish I had more black pastel and acid and stuff like that. That shit is dope as fuck.
Okay, I got a bonus question. If you make that snake you just made right now, wouldn't that put you in the position to get to name it? Like, can't we? Because if you have that much shit going on a snake, don't we get to fucking make a cool name for it? Like, I don't get it. Right?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that goes. When does a snake qualify for a name?
Are you into naming stuff?
My son named the combo that he thinks we made first, but because of Stranger Things, I don't know if we really made it first. It was just an acid, fire, vanilla, but it actually turned out to be a pretty cool snake because like vanilla cream's cool then with acid in there. And he named it Vecna just because of Stranger Things, but I've never posted that or anything. But hey, if I ever make something real cool that's worth a name, yeah, I'll name it.
How many genes is in Batman? 3, 4?
Just Spot Nose Leopard Clown.
Spot Nose Leopard Clown. Okay,
Yep.
and that fucking Justin got to name it. So come
Yeah,
on.
but it was so fucking dope that it deserved the name, right?
Well, everything we're talking about should be so fucking dope.
Yeah. Let me tell you, if I ever hit something that deserves a name, what I'm gonna do is simple because I want the name to be widely accepted. So I'm gonna come up with 5 different names, right? And I'm gonna put a poll on that shit.
Yeah.
For everyone to fucking vote. That way the fucking name stays because there's names out there where people are fucking like, there's breeders like, oh, my shit ain't that name. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm naming my.
You probably know what I'm talking about too.
I'm naming my first ball python like that. BFK, bottom feeder killer.
It's perfect.
Hey Jeff, you probably know what I'm talking about too.
I might.
What are we talking about? What the fuck? None of this hiding into window. What are we talking about here? I'm confused.
There's a name of a combo out there that there's breeders that do not want to use that name for anything.
What name? Can you give me an example, please? I don't know.
It's a G-stripe clown.
Oh, Kiki.
Yeah.
Fuck that name.
There's breeders that are.
I know. Hold on. I heard the truth that name had to do with a daughter or something.
Yeah. And I respect the hell out of that.
I take that back. I did not mean that. God bless Kiki.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is just an example.
Right.
There are breeders that are heavily in the genetic stripe clown game.
What ruined Kiki was Drake. I will say that right now. Like
100%.
What ruined fucking blame Drake, dude. Blame Drake.
Hey, so there's a couple breeders out there that they refuse to use the name.
Are they calling it something else, or they just call it G-stripe clown?
They're just calling it the combo, the name.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is crazy, dude. Hey, awesome episode. I really appreciate you coming on, Jeff. We do have lots of questions for you. As everyone gets served hot seat questions on this segment of the week. So guys, do me a favor, get the likes up for the homie Jeff. Hot seat questions coming in hot. Jeff, you know how these work, bro. You're no stranger. Yes, you get the gist of this. The quicker the better. All right. So hot seat questions coming in hot for Jeff ReptiFari. Let's go. Frozen Thought or live?
Live.
Egg cut or no cut?
Cut.
On what day?
After first fit.
Favorite arboreal snake?
I would say the green tree python.
Pre-first shed meal or post-first shed meal on a baby ball python?
Post.
Yay imports or boo imports?
Yay.
One reptile you like to import anywhere around the world, what would it be?
A tuatara.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, definitely a tuatara.
To spray or mist a ball python or to never spray and mist a ball python?
Spray.
Yay sports or boo sports?
Yay sports.
Favorite sport?
Football.
Nice. Favorite football team of all time?
Eagles.
Wow. I thought you were going to say Pittsburgh for some reason, but okay. Philly.
No, I'm the East Coast.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, all right. Favorite Eagles quarterback of all time?
Michael Vick, to be honest.
It's fucked up, man.
I
like pit bulls.
I love pit bulls. Trust me.
I don't give a fuck. There's no coming back from that, buddy.
I love Michael Vick.
I will say I love Michael Vick on Madden. Holy shit, nobody's catching me when that was almost cheating. Like if you have Michael Vick on Madden and you just did a fucking
just go to the right, go to the left. That's it. All you gotta do.
Oh, I piss people off so much. All right, move forward. Big flexor or no flexor?
No flex.
Steak or fish?
Steak.
Favorite cut of steak?
I would say a fillet.
Nice. Yay alcohol or boo alcohol?
Boo.
West Coast rap or East Coast rap?
East Coast.
Nice. Favorite East Coast rapper or rap group of all time?
50 Cent.
You can't go wrong, bro. Yeah, I feel like when me and Amelia are super pumped up in our stories, we're dropping a 50 Cent track or something. That's when we're aggressive. You know, we're aggressive.
The realist killers.
All right, little word association. Say the first thing to come to mind. You ready?
Yep.
Milk.
Cookies.
Substrate.
Cypress.
Least favorite incomplete dominant.
Spider.
Stuck shed.
Soak it.
Instagram trolls.
Fuck 'em.
Last but not least, coolest reptile network in the world.
Trap Talk Network.
Go, Emilio.
Geoff, how old are you, dog?
I'm 33.
Okay, because some of these questions, I saw you like some old reggae.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you about some old hip hop too, just in case. All right, bro. Hypo or DG?
Oh, God. Hypo.
What you keeping?
Hypo.
Nice.
All right. Ultra or paint?
Paint.
Acid or stranger?
Acid.
Wow. Okay, good one.
Lace Pompeii or redhead spot nose lace clown?
Redhead spot nose lace clown.
DG Exantic or TG?
Well,
TG.
oh yeah, True Ghost.
Lauryn Hill or Wyclef?
Wow.
Wyclef.
How can you pick that though? I don't. They're like that's all right. I get it.
She stopped working, so
She did.
No Woman, No Cry or I Shot the Sheriff?
No Woman, No Cry.
Bob.
Okay. I'm gonna give you 3 options, and I want you to rate these 1, 2, and 3 in order. Okay. Jay-Z, Nas, and Rakim.
I'll go with Nas.
Yes, dude. This is a great episode. Episode.
And then I'll go Jay-Z, Rakim. Those 2 are interchangeable for me, but I'll put Nas one out of them.
Hey, give me number 2.
He said
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. He said Jay-Z.
Okay. Body of work. But
Yep.
Rakim's a bad motherfucker. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I would have said Rakim second, but it's all good.
Hey, this has been amazing, bro.
Yeah, especially that last. I'm a huge listen. We all know Nas and Jay-Z have crazy beef, and it's kind of like Jeezy and Gucci Man, like right. If you say Jeezy, I'm probably not gonna fuck with you as much as I did before. And when you say Jay-Z over Nas, I'm probably not gonna fuck with you as much as I did before. But you said Nas, and I'm so happy. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That made this like a 10 out of 10 episode. Thank you so much.
Nas is still fucking dropping heat.
Really?
One of my favorite albums ever was Nas and Damian Marley, actually.
Hey,
the whole album.
Guess who wasn't at any Diddy parties? Nas.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. The truth is undisputed. Hey, like I said, dude, this was an honor. Hey, no Vaseline. Hey, and, great having you on. Well overdue. I'm looking to have you back on for sure. The homie, his name was Marcus, right? The homie.
Morphologics. Yeah, Marcus Wolf. Yep.
We're gonna bring him and you back on. We definitely need to chop all 4 of us. But where can people follow you? Where's the best people to tap in with you? Would you say Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram at ReptiFari.
All right, I'll put the link in the description below. Do you ever have any ambitions of doing YouTube someday, or not? Not really. I'm curious.
I'll be honest. So my son is getting into crested geckos.
Oh,
and
sick.
I'm kind of pushing him to do it, and then I'll maybe kind of use him as a scapegoat and work my way into it too. But I'd like to do it with him. If he gets real into it, I think it'd be a good time.
What's your son's name?
His name is Geoff as well.
Jeff. Shout out to Jeff. Hey, Jeff, you're gonna be something in this game, bro. Listen to your dad.
Yes. Yep.
People would love that father and son dynamic, bro.
I agree, and I just think it'd be cool for us to look back at too. So you can't beat that. So that'd be cool.
Well, the future's bright for ReptiFari, man. Can't wait.
I see MJ and Leo doing their little thing soon too. So
yeah, yep,
yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks again, guys. Do me a favor, give him a follow. Find all the links in the description below. But give it up. It's a wrap for ReptiFari, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Hey, Jeff, have a good night. Thank you so much.
You too, guys. Yep.
Peace. Great episode.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
That was awesome. Good to have him on. Like I said, been rocking with the dude to 2019, so it makes sense. He's been around for a minute, you know. And that's not like a long time, but again, the way people are dropping off like flies. When I see someone who's been around since 2019, to me, I'm like, all right, got this fool who's.
I mean, he's done his 5-6 years. Got to give him his flowers, you know.
Yeah, and he's still just laid back doing his thing. You know what I mean? Like just not in a rush. Like I don't feel like pressure from this dude. You know, like he's just waiting happen when how it happens. And I feel like that has to do with a lot with who you hang around with, like who are the people you're like, you know, tapping in with when it comes to, you know, breeding stuff. Like are you even tapping in with someone who's even breeding? All that stuff. It all matters, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, what a great episode. I really appreciate it. Emilio Villarino Reptiles on Instagram. Go subscribe to the V Unit family. Shout out to all the love in the chats. Had a lot of great people in the chats tonight. So I want to say thanks to everyone who tapped in. But yeah, Emilio, we had about 60 people tapped in tonight. What do you have to say to all the love and support that we have every Monday night right here?
Oh, thank you for all the support, and you know, keep it coming. We got you too. You know, we're gonna do our best to always bring you the best content we can. So
yeah. We do not miss. Okay, guys. But guys, give it up. It's a wrap for Villarino Reptiles, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night, guys.
All right, Vicky. Have a good night. See you next week, buddy. Thank you out there. If it's your first time watching Trap Talk Reptile Network on a Monday night and you enjoyed it, then make sure you hit that like button. Let's get the likes up. Let's hit the subscribe button. Okay, if you feel like this episode is worthy of a subscribe and you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. And if you hit that little notification bell, select all, you'll be reminded of every podcast released out of the Trap Talk Reptile Network 7 days a week. Just to remind you, Monday through Sunday, we do not miss. Okay, so I want to again thank you for all the love and support. If you're looking for exclusive content, if you want to get more behind the scenes, or if you just want to simply support what I have going on, please come join the Trap Talk Patreon family by simply clicking the very first link in the description below. As soon as you join the Patreon family, you get connected to a Discord and the Instagram group chat that's popping 24/7. We got trappers from all over the world. We have Trap Fest about 2 months away. There's just so many big things popping with the Patreon group. So I love all you guys. You guys are amazing. You're beautiful. Before I let you guys go, you guys know, check out all my sponsors. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Devin.
I'm Teresa, and we are Prague MORPH. We are based in Czech Republic, a small country in the middle of Europe.
We really love animals that revolve around multi-recessive projects, and one of our very favorites is Hypo. We're really looking forward to clutches that are coming this season, and some of those are Hypo Clown, DG Clown, Hypo DG Clown, and one of our all-time favorites, Hypo Puzzle.
Hope you enjoyed the next episode on Trap Talk, the greatest reptile network in the world.
If you guys want to see next level cutting edge ball python projects, please make sure you head over to their Instagram to follow all their amazing work and head over to their website to see what they could possibly have available by heading over to progmorphs.com. Thank you again, Devin and Teresa, for bringing some of the biggest heat worldwide in the ball python game. If you want to be organized, if you want to be cutting edge in the ball python game, then you don't want to miss this. Shout out to today's sponsor, and that's Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. No better place to start off than by using this app. Clutch is an organization app that helps you organize all your ball python projects. It also helps your peers and your fellow community members look at what you possibly have coming for the upcoming ball python season, what you have currently available on Morph Market. It's so awesome to be ahead of the game by using organization app like Clutch. Thank you so much, the entire Clutch team, amazing team over at Clutch. If I were you, I would head over to Clutch's Instagram account, and I would also head over to their website, try it out, see how it works for you, but especially if you're just now coming into this, before you build your reptile collection, I would do it organized, and I would do it with Clutch. Thank you, Clutch, for being so amazing. Excited to hear what Clutch has to bring in the near future. Chee! Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Green tree pythons, emerald tree boas, and plenty other arboreal snakes have been quite the popularity here at the Trap Talk Reptile Network, which brings me to today's sponsor, the Reptile Perch. Head over to the reptileperch.com and Reptile Perch on Instagram. See what type of design PVC perch is best for your arboreal reptile. But first and foremost, I would also check out David Brom's Green Tree Python availability on the website. And you can also check out his Instagram just to stay current on any projects or any productions that he posts. Thank you so much, David Brahms, for your ongoing support. Looking forward to seeing what you have to show in the 2025 season. When you think about building a good community and being a leader of that community, nobody comes to mind better than Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. That's right. Make sure you head over to TX Chondros on Instagram and also head over to Mark's website. See what he has available green tree python wise and be ready for quite the 2025 green tree python breeding season out of Mark Hager. He's a veteran in the green tree python game, one of the best and nicest breeders in the green tree python game. He's been putting on the whole state of Texas for as long as I've known him. So if you want to see all the amazing other chondro keepers out of the state of Texas, another good reason to go follow Mark Hager over at TX Chondros on Instagram. And again, head over to his website, texaschondros.com. You can find all the links in the description below. Thank you so much, Mark Hager, for supporting the trap. Tree.